We're back. Race for Europe, 12th man, and it is a beautiful weekend that we've seen. We've gone into an international break, and Arsenal sit top of the tree. I didn't think I was going to say that. I have said that before, though, and I wish I was saying it in May. However, for now, we'll take it. We're going to be talking about Liverpool and Chelsea. We're going to be talking about Ange Postecoglou and Nottingham Forest. We've got to mention Erling Haaland on this show as well, and we have got Pete that's going to be jumping on very, very soon. There's no D tonight. Deji's going to try, he said, but he was on with us last night. But big up to Errol, big up to Billy, big up to Wolfie, LB, and Charlie. Big up to everybody that has been in the live chat and smash like already. Make sure you do that. Like and subscribe to the channel, people. On the way to the big 6-0. And make sure you're showing support and love to everybody that's on the panel as well. Make sure you're showing love to Match Bingo in the live chat and in the description. You've got the link and the code, which is my surname, Potts. You'll get some discount on that as well. And you've got OK jerseys as well as the logo there. £15 jersey, 8% off using the code 12man. Make sure that you've all got that with your favorite player on the back of it. Okay, there's only one place to start, and it is with Errol's club. But I'm not going to go to Errol first because for me, there's only one place to start, and it's with Charlie.
Before you don't go to me first, then let me just say first and foremost, before anyone accuses of me of not saying it, Charlie, well done, my friend.
Thank you, mate. Thank you.
The floor is yours.
That's so nice. We won't go. We'll go easy on him.
Very noble of him. Very noble of him. Yeah.
Look, man, I've got to be real. I'm disappointed with what I've seen in the last few weeks from Liverpool and the fans that have been so cocky. Some would say arrogant in the last few weeks. Oh, we got Florian Wirtz. He's going to be cooking.
No fan has said that, Potts. No fan has said that.
Alexander Isak's in. This is going to be fun. Oh, my goodness. Liverpool are going to get number 21. And you know what? They may still get number 21. But right now, it's not looking very good. And I must admit, there has been some players stinking out the joint. Now, what I do when this happens is I listen to a lot of content. I listen to TalkSport, and I heard a lot of crying from the Liverpool fans about how, they need time. It's not going to click just yet. And we're going to have a little bit of patience. And how Arne Slot is to blame for the shocking substitutes that he made with Endo coming on and Gravenberch at the back and Szoboszlai right back. And then I've heard some of the individual fans talk about some of the players saying that Salah needs to be dropped because he's stinking out the gaff now. And you know what? I've got to say, and Wolfie will know what I mean here. I actually need to bring up a bloody Tottenham fan, and I hate doing that, but I will big him up. He's not on the panel. But George said this, as Wolfie will know, on one of our shows we do on Let's Talk Ball on Thursday, that Liverpool got too many cooks and it might spoil the broth. And I've got to be honest, I actually kind of laughed when he said it because of the players you're bringing in. I'm like, Isak, yeah, as if he's not going to cook. Oh, Wirtz, as if he's not going to cook. And now people are calling him Florian Genital Warts, mate, instead of Florian Wirtz, because this guy has been absolutely abysmal. Mo Salah, droppable. And if I'm honest, I don't really know what happens next with Liverpool. Now, are they going to click? Potentially. Are the signings going to bang? Potentially. But it looks a mess right now. I've got to be honest. Charlie, your boy's last 25 minutes, I've got to big you up. I thought Esteval changed the game. I thought he was exceptional when he came on. Caicedo run the game, bossed it, in fact. And before we all get some questions for Errol, Charlie, I'd like you to take the floor first, brother.
Oh, and Potts, we saw you celebrating a Chelsea goal as well.
Mate, I really was.
You were. I don't know how many times that's happened before, but yeah, that was
not many, bro. Not many.
Not many times, but yeah, always nice to help people out occasionally, even if it is Arsenal. But yeah, no, I'm just relieved that for the first time in 2 weeks, I'm not going to get cooked. Last couple of weeks have been tough, but the football gods had something for me at the weekend, and luckily, it's. I'm able to cash in now. So, yeah, it's quite interesting. Because before the game, I was looking at my injury list, and it weren't looking good. There was no Cole Palmer. There was no Chalobah. There was no Fofana. There was no Tosin. There was no Andre Santos. There was no Levi Colwell. We were missing 6, 7. No, Liam Delap as well. 7 players were missing. We had a right back starting in midfield in Malo Gusto. We had Josh Achimpong, 19 years old, starting at centre-half with Badia Shill. Don't think they've even played along. I don't even think they've played together before. And we managed to deal with what little threat you offered. I was right in front of Alexander Isak in that first half. I'll be honest, I could have done what he offered in that first half, which was absolutely nothing. Again, McAllister in midfield. I don't know what's happened to him. I've got absolutely no idea what's happened to him. Who else there? Mo Salah. They should have played Mo Salah. I was surprised to see Slot left him out of the lineup. It was a baffling one. You know, he dropped him in midweek against Galatasaray, and then he doesn't play him in a big game against Chelsea. Really strange. But we got what we deserved. You know, we took the game to Liverpool. We played on the front foot. And one thing that I've been massively critical of the manager for the last couple of games is being negative in his substitutions. But this time, we went for it. And
Errol's had enough already. Look, Errol's had enough already.
Charlie, I just want you to go back. Who was that guy you were near, and who could you have done? Just
Alexander Isak, British record signing. Him.
Just say his name, just for the crowd, people are watching at home.
People at the back.
Isak, yeah.
Yeah,
do you know what I also forgot? Do you know what I also forgot to mention as well? Right. Not only did we have our third and fourth choice centre backs starting the game, they both went off. So we had to play 40 minutes of football with Reece James and Jarrell Hatto at centre back, and still they did absolutely nothing. They offered absolutely nothing. And you look to the bench and it's like, well, it's not really working out for Isak. What can we do? Oh, I know what we'll do. We'll chuck on a £90 million striker in Ekitike. First half's not been great. What should we do? Oh, we've got...
Oh, fantastic.
Oh, that is
You're on mute, Errol. You're on mute.
You're on mute, mate.
Are you sitting comfortably, guys? Are you all sitting comfortably?
Mate, I'm very comfortable. Say
less. Carry on. You've got the floor. That is brilliant.
So anyway, as I was saying, you know, we lost both our centre halves in that game. We finished it with Jarrell Hatto and Reece James playing centre back. Liverpool, things were working out for them. Isak, 120, 130 million pounds, not really working out. What will we do? Oh, we'll chuck a 90 million pound striker on the pitch. It wasn't a great first half. What can we do? Oh, we'll bring on Florian Wirtz over 100 million pounds. He done one spin, and that was all he did in that game. And so you look to us and you think, right, we need to find something in the game here. And we've got a triple substitution. We're bringing on an 18-year-old Esteval, an 18-year-old Mark Guiu. We didn't even know he still existed. And we brought on Jamie Gittins, who hasn't really done anything. And all three of them made a big difference. I remember the Carabao Cup final when they were all banding it about Klopp's kids and the £1 billion bottle jobs. Well, it's been a reversal now because it was the Chelsea kids that cooks you boys. You know, we had 19-year-olds at the back, 18-year-old getting a match winner, 18-year-old playing at centre forward. And we got what we deserved. We targeted that right-hand side. Salah, you know, Kukurea saying after the game that Salah likes that advanced position. We got in the space behind. And we deserved. We were better than Liverpool from minute 1 to minute 90. There was a little spell when they equalised where I was a little bit concerned. It started going to a bit of a basketball game. And they couldn't do anything. They couldn't do anything. I really thought that with the defence we had on the pitch that we're going to be in big trouble here. Those attacking players, those big names. But there was nothing there. And I haven't even got to, as someone said in the chat, Virgil van Spice. What's going on there? Potts, bring the picture up quickly.
Oh, this picture is just one
because
of the best
I'd just like to ask Errol his thoughts on this. This is Virgil van Dijk, someone who is talked about as, well, certainly by Liverpool fans and some others, that this is the greatest Premier League defender of all time. One of the best defenders to ever play the game. And here we have, I know you missed out on him 2 years ago and it still hurts you potentially. We've got Van Dijk twerking for Caicedo here as he slaps one top bins. Before I go any further, Errol, could you please explain to me what's going on there in terms of that defending? Because it looked like the aura wasn't enough to stop that going top bin. So can we have an explanation as to what exactly your captain was doing there?
He likes to keep eye contact, innit? That's his thing. He likes to keep eye contact at all times. That's his thing. Yeah.
But the aura defending wasn't awing, was it?
It wasn't. No.
Certainly. And then Robertson getting caught napping at the back stick as well. No, you can lift that trophy. You can lift that trophy. That's absolutely fine. But this is a new season now.
It is, and we are still the champions.
You are still the champions, but it's looking a little bit. What did you tweet me before the game on Saturday? What were your exact words? Oh, it's probably best if you sit this one out for the greater good. That's what you said to me pre-match.
But for the greater good, though, Charlie, had you have sat it out, this wouldn't be happening right now.
No. There was no need for me to sit out. I was not sitting out of that one. I thought slot substitutions were a bit odd. Endo coming on in the midfield, and then he stayed in midfield. I thought he should have played, could have slotted him in at centre back instead. And yeah, I'm just delighted that I've managed to get 3 points, because things would have been looking seriously bad for me if I was on 9 points from 21, given the start. But it's also quite humbling as well, and karma's come round again. Liverpool getting away with all these last-minute winners, not playing particularly well, and now the last 2 weeks stung by last-minute winners, by Crystal Palace and by us. I don't really have too much more to add, to be honest, other than it was just a great day. It's a great day.
Right, let me bring in LB, because Man City and Liverpool have had this, I call it a rivalry over the years, because I'm not sure it really has been the best one to watch, really, with Pep and Klopp high-fiving each other most of the time. However, LB, you're looking at Liverpool this season. Florian Wirtz, I'm going to big you up, bro, because I know a lot of Man City fans that have spoke a lot on Florian Wirtz more than you have, bruv. Because, there was that kind of, he rejected City and he's chosen Liverpool over City. Oh, my God, how bad's that? Are we allowed to have a mention of it now being 9 games where he's done absolutely nothing?
I think so.
Sorry, my finger slipped.
That is.
What a guy.
Oh, Wolfie, that's class.
I think you are allowed to speak about it now. It's getting to the point where, if we are allowed to talk about this kind of stuff, you know what I'm saying? And it's not like we're doing it after match day 3, but and there will be talk on Wirtz. I think there's right to be talk on Wirtz. You know what I mean? Still not registered an output in the league or the Champions League. That is not ideal for someone like him. I don't think Slot dropping him is the right decision. I feel that is, for me, a very sort of naive managerial choice. I just don't think you do that. You've just signed him, big money signing. You beat Manchester City, you beat Bayern Munich, and after a few games you bench him. I feel like that's a bit mad from Slot. If I'm being honest, I feel like he should be trusting Wirtz. So yeah, I feel that's an L on Slot, and I think Slot, for me, has to take a little bit of the blame. Not everything, but he has to take a little bit of the blame for stuff that's going on this season. Because I feel like the guy's moving a bit weird. I was full of compliments for him last year, but I do feel like he's making a few mistakes this season. And I think Liverpool, something just seems a little bit off. But I think it comes down to the manager, if I'm being completely honest with you. You know what I mean? I think Ekatike come in there. Ekatike's been the only signing that they've made that's been good. And then he drops him. And it's I feel that's a little bit strange. And again, is he under pressure to play Isak? I don't know. But, Ekatike wasn't cheap. Yeah. Ekatike, so I'm not sure about that for me. So, yeah, I don't know. I'm sure, I'm not shameless, man. I'm sure they'll get it sorted out and that. But I feel like the manager, obviously he's never had this, has he, the manager? He come from Feyenoord or whatever. He's not had these type of players before. He's not had these these big egos with big money signings and having to manage these players and all that kind of stuff. And I just feel that in the last couple of weeks, so I've seen stuff that he said, and this isn't reactionary, by the way. I said this last week before the midweek game. I feel like some of the stuff that he's saying, and everyone will know more. Everyone will watch the pressers. I just watch it, and I'm like, I've not really heard a manager who's got them sort of players say stuff like that, and then the decisions that he's making, dropping Wirtz, I just don't agree with that from my point of view, and that's just my opinion. But yeah, I don't know. Like, I'm not shameless on that. I still think he'll get sorted out, and I think they'll end up cooking at some point. But I don't know. It just seems a little bit of a mess. Like last year, he didn't really do much. Like he come in, tweaked a couple of things, but you know, he what? And then now it's like. It's just like they've torn everything up and started again, and I don't know. Yeah. I don't know, man.
I get the manager needs to take a bit of responsibility, but there's also been pretty much, and not pretty much everyone bar Ekitike. The players have been shocking this season.
So why has he dropped Ekitike then?
Well, I don't know. Ekitike should be playing, but I think there's right. I think there probably is a pressure. I'm not saying from the owners, but there'll be a certain pressure from within and an external pressure that Isak's got to play. You don't break the British record on a striker and don't play him. And so, but Ekitike should be playing ahead of Isak. You know, I think
that's playing ahead of you. I don't think Isak. I don't think Isak, has done anything so far to deserve starting over Ekitike. Ekitike's played well since
he's been their best player.
And by the way, I did say this. By the way, when everyone was signing, when they were signing Isak, and that first game, against Bournemouth, I was full of praises for Ekitike and how he were. And I actually thought that Wirtz played quite well in that game as well, linking in with Ekitike. And I remember people asking me, "What do you think about Isak?" I said, I'm not sure Isak's going to come in and make Liverpool a better team. Because that's not how football works, as we saw with PSG back in the day when they had all the stars. Yeah, I felt like that team that they had when Ekitike played as the 9, but then he was dropping deep. Isak was spinning in, getting in the box, and then Salah. I just thought that was a better looking team. I felt it was more balanced. I'm watching Liverpool now with Isak up top. I don't think it looks balanced, man.
But do you know what I find mad as well, right? Just quickly, is that there's this narrative forming in the media. I'm not saying this is Errol, by the way, but and some Liverpool fans that. This is a transition season. I'm thinking, what am I losing? Am I losing the plot here? You just won a Premier League title. You spent more money than any team's ever spent in a window. You've broken the transfer record twice. You bought in Wirtz. You bought in Isak, etc. The two fullbacks and whatnot. And I'm hearing it's a transition season.
What else I'm hearing?
No other club would get away with this. We got absolutely hammered for the money that we've spent and not achieving anything. But when it comes to Liverpool, it's like, it's a transition season. Oh, it's fine. It's this, it's that. No, it's not fine.
I can't believe that those words are coming out of your mouth.
When do you have a transition season as Premier League champions? It's nonsense. It's honestly,
Wolfie is right though. Hey, look, let's be honest. We've hammered him about money spent. I'm one of them. But come on, it works the same way.
Oh yeah, I agree. But I haven't heard this narrative. I don't know. Maybe it's a Chelsea narrative. He's mixing up his team.
No, mate. No, it's everywhere, mate.
Is it? Where?
Yeah.
Where?
Oh, all you have to do is turn on Sky, mate, and it's all over it.
Social media.
Yeah.
Do you know what?
I've been watching social media all day for certain news. I ain't seen none of this Liverpool.
Let me bring you in with this, Wolfie, right? Because Errol has got to come back in because we've chucked a lot at him, right? But I've got to let you boys have your say on this as well, because I'm seeing the confidence which turned quietly cocky and arrogant to some Liverpool fans. To be fair, rightly so, they were the champions and they bought unbelievable summer. And then it went to, give it time. Maybe this won't be settled. And now I'm hearing some, big up Roms, he's one of my favourite guys, saying we might need to change the formation now and go 3 at the back. And I'm thinking, hang on a minute. I thought you guys were going to walk this league by 15, 20 points. And you were all telling me it's going to be easy. Now it's got, 5-6 games in and it's like, it's not working. Let's go 3 at the back. I don't buy it. I'm not giving them time. These players are ridiculously good. And these manager needs to get them firing. Sorry, Wolfie, go on, bro.
Yeah, no, I agree with what you're saying. This isn't a team that was in turmoil or had massive, expectations. They just had to match what they did last season. I mean, we pressed all the Liverpool fans on Quadfather this, Quadfather that. And they all sat there and said, no, just win the title again and maybe a domestic cup. That's enough. And they're just going to slot into a team that walked the league last season. To mess it up this badly is pretty bad on Slot. And I've been saying for ages, I want to see what he's like under pressure. He's had no pressure on him at all. Walked the title, and now he's cracking at the first sign of pressure. It could be a long season for Liverpool. I still think Man City win the league. I haven't changed my mind from the start of the season. But the balance is not there. Exactly what one of the boys said. The PSG trying to make a Galactico team. We saw Real Madrid last season chucking money at players rather than being more concerned about the balance. And that's what we're seeing here with Liverpool. And the excuses are drying up. All we were hearing when Liverpool was scumbagging it late in the games, what was it? Oh, but we still won.
Mentality monsters, that was it.
Mentality monsters, yeah. Then it was, oh, you scumbagged it. Oh, 5 in a row. They lost their first game. Yeah, we're still top of the league. We're 5 points clear of Arsenal. Last week, yeah, we're still top of the league. 2 L's, it doesn't matter. I want to know what the email is that's gone round, because all the content creators are saying the same thing, man. It's like it's a pre-written script for all of them. So I'm interested what Errol's line will be now. I've heard Cal today saying, yeah, we're only 1 point behind Arsenal and we're playing this badly. What happens when we click into gear and all this stuff? The excuses need to stop and the fingers need to start getting pointing at the manager and Mohamed Salah, because he's got no excuses. He's got absolutely no excuses. 400k a week. It's not his first season in the Premier League. You've decided to sign him up and Van Dijk on those big contracts and what have you. Where's his performances? Where's his leadership on that pitch? I mean, he could have given Wirtz his first assist yesterday. Or when was it? Saturday. That through ball that Wirtz did with his first touch. Mohamed Salah, under normal circumstances, puts that in the back of the net. He toe pokes it wide. So there are questions that need to be answered from Liverpool, but the fingers need to be pointed at slot. And look, if a formation needs to change, I've heard a few others saying that as well. Change it then, but just get the balance right. You can't play McAllister in the same team right now as Wirtz. Get the balance right, man. It's easy, and drop Isak and put Ekatike in. He's the only one that's looked good from the new signings.
Mate, McAllister's been dreadful this season. McAllister's been awful.
He's been stinking out. He's been stinking out.
There's loads of them, yeah.
Yeah, and let's be real. Alisson saved him embarrassment at Crystal Palace. Alisson maybe saved some of those things that we saw against Chelsea. So Alisson's going to be a huge loss for him. I don't know how long he's out for. I think it was quite open-ended, wasn't it?
After November international break.
Wow. Wow, that's a big loss. But they also do our backup keeper's fine. Don't worry about it. You're going to miss Alisson. Alisson is huge for Liverpool.
Yeah, I agree
but
with
that. Defense is too slow, too easily gotten at, and it's embarrassing.
Well,
I don't think
the fullback suit slot system.
They're wing backs. They're wing backs. That's the thing. I get why Liverpool fans are saying go to a back three. The thing is, they've recruited wrong for the system. That's the problem. And this Bradley
they've exposed themselves, Wolfie. They've exposed themselves massively by having those fullbacks. But when you've got a striker that's not wanting to run and chase and press, that creates a problem, because that's exactly what Ekatike does. He chases, he presses, he works for the team. You've got a number 9.
But he's the only one that does it, Pete. He's the only forward that does it.
What I'm saying is, it's absolutely clear that their current number 9 isn't willing to do that. He isn't doing it, and I pointed that out last week.
But none of their players are, other than him. Like Ekatike is the only attacker that presses. Like Wirtz don't do anything. Gakpo don't really do it. Salah's not doing it. Isak's not doing it. And when you've got like one out of a front 5 or front 4 who's actually prepared to put any effort in, I think Gary Neville said it in the comms. Like the last 25 minutes or whatever, the forward players, I think he called them useless, and they were. They were shocking.
There's entitlement to it, isn't it? It's like, yeah, we'll turn up. We've got all these £100 million players. We just need to turn up and win. And if we fuck up, we'll get a last minute goal and everything will be okay. That luck runs out, man. It's not sustainable, and we're seeing it now.
Well, that's the thing. When it was against Palace, I thought, this isn't sustainable, this last minutes and stuff. But I agree with Cal to a certain extent that they haven't clicked yet and they're still only, in touching distance. But yeah, ain't looking good right now. Anyone else got anything to ask before we move to Errol? Because there's quite a lot there that we've dumped on him.
Just on that clicking thing, I don't think anyone's clicked. Maybe Bournemouth are the only team that's clicked. Man City don't look like they click. Arsenal haven't fully clicked for me. So wait for Liverpool to click. Well, the other teams could click as well.
That's true. That's true, man. That's true.
You could talk about clicking with Liverpool, and yeah, to a certain extent, some players maybe need to settle into the club, but there looks like there's problems. Problems and clicking are two different things. There looks like there's genuine problems there, particularly in that back line and particularly with their forward line in what works. I agree with what LB says. I think Ekitike should be starting.
Yeah,
he should be told after this international break, you're the guy. You're our guy. We trusted you because we brought you first, and you started well for us. So you should be playing. And the other guy, the clown, the rat, he needs to earn his stripes because he's not earning his stripes right now. No, I'm being serious. Does anyone disagree?
You called him a clown. That's all.
Yeah,
he's been terrible.
I'm not a clown. I never will.
Does anyone disagree? He doesn't earn his spot in the team right now.
Oh, I agree with you.
Not doing enough. He's been absolutely utter shite. And look, for me, it's been glorious. It's been absolutely glorious watching every single minute of it. But in reality, he's got to earn his stripes. And yes, whoever that is in the chat, I am salty. I don't care. I'm being petty. This is petty season for me, and I'm going to keep doing that. I'm going to keep riding this wave all the way.
You might be salty, but you're also speaking facts that Isak should, in my opinion, shouldn't be starting above Ekitike. I think that's fair.
Do you know what else I think they miss as well? I think they miss Luis Diaz. Like in that attack,
the press.
The press, yeah, I think they do because no one else does it.
Yeah, I got to be honest.
You're missing Trent. You missing Trent, Errol.
Yeah, man. I said this earlier. You do miss Trent.
Van Dijk said it as well after the game. He didn't say those exact words, but he said they were gutted when he left. Obviously, I think they do miss him.
I think Nunes would have had more impact than Isak in this team. Honestly, man, Isak's been absolute crap.
Well, let's let Errol come in, man. There's a lot with chat time. Errol, Salah getting a lot of stick. Some of your top players getting a big stick. Some of your biggest signings this summer getting some stick. And Arnie Slot getting stick. Is that over the top? Is it fair? What would you like to say back to it, brother?
To be honest, it's a bit of a hard one, to be fair, because there's a lot of truths in what everyone's said, really, in the observations. And they would be the observations I'd expect from rival fans. So I'm not shocked that you guys are here kind of putting them forward. In terms of the Wolfie claim, the claim of just thinking that we're going to turn up and win, I don't agree with that one. That's probably the first one that I don't agree with. Simply because I've seen Liverpool a couple of seasons back. We almost went to the very last day and nearly won, quite a few trophies. We only end up winning 2. The following season, we come back and we come out and it looked very visibly like we just thought, look what we did last season. We're brilliant. We're just going to blow all teams away. And very quickly, we got found out and our season unraveled before the end of October. And it was a big wake-up call to the players to show that it happens very quickly when players drop off and their legs go. It can just unravel and it can happen overnight almost. So I don't agree with that. I think this team are willing to try. I think they want to turn up. They want to perform. I think there's a combination of problems. Could probably do a whole show on the problems that Liverpool have got at the moment. I think in terms of where Arne Slot's concerned, though, one of the things that I will say with him is, look, he has had, and whether you lads like this or not, this isn't really a message to you. I'll be frank, this is a message to any Liverpool fans that are in the chat, really. Our manager has had probably the most unprecedented 12 months of a managerial career that 95% of managers will have ever come across and experienced. And I'm talking about the good and the bad, all interwrapped in one in the space of 12 months. He's not perfect. He's human. He's going to make mistakes. I don't think we've seen enough mistakes from him last season to really be able to measure the type of manager he was going to be in difficult situations. So in the fact that he's having to go through them now, the next 2-3 months are going to tell us quite a lot about the caliber of manager that he is. Do I believe he should get plenty of time to sort out this predicament that he's found himself in? Absolutely. I agree with LB's point, though. He has come from Feyenoord, where he hasn't had to have an assembly of a world-class players and talent to have to manage and integrate into a side. He's very much been used to working with what he's got. But this is one of the big things that I will go back to, because we all did this show last season. And one of my things was, last season, Liverpool didn't spend, and I just enjoyed the season for what it was because there was no spend happening, and everyone was telling us, if you don't spend, you can't be serious, you can't be doing this, you can't be doing the other. And I just said, well, we'll see what he's got, because his job for me last season was to get an extra 10 or 15% out of players that failed to get that level out of them the season prior. He was able to come in and do that. This season, the objective and the goalpost changes almost. The expectation is now, I want to know what your talent ID really looks like. You've identified certain players to come into this team. So now these are your players, and you now have to integrate them as well as get them up to speed, as well as get them turning into proper challenges. That's the task at hand, and that isn't an overnight thing. That is the progression of a season. Now, the thing for us is we have to stay competitive long enough to make it a season worthwhile. If Liverpool fall away after the next international break, we lose to United, we lose another couple of games on the back of that, then all of a sudden we're probably looking at a top 4 race, and we're looking at the likes of the FA Cup, and we're looking at the likes of the Champions League to then really put our eggs in those baskets. I don't want us to be in that situation. As much as I didn't like the international break coming up when it did, I think it's probably going to do us a big favour. In terms of the individuals and moving away from Slot, I think last thing I'll say on Slot is we've got to give him time to get it right. He has got a load of new pieces that he is trying to figure out how to get the best out of. Do I think he's made mistakes so far this season? 100%. Big mistake for me, probably the biggest one, is throwing in Kirkes straight away off the bat without allowing Andy Robertson to hold down his place going into the season. It's not saying that's come back to bite him in the ass consistently, but I think it's causing us more problems than good. As someone said last week, too unsettling in that back line by changing the 2 fullbacks at the same time. Might have needed to just phase one in, got it right, and then phase the other one in. We've got time. We aren't under the pressure to play all of these players just because we sign them. We see him with Jurgen Klopp a number of times. He'd buy players with very specific roles and he'd make them integrate into the team over the course of 2-3 months to try and get the best out of them. So that's what I'd say on Slot. In terms of the players, whoever said about Salah being falling off a cliff is absolutely 100% spot on. I think that is the system change affecting his game, because now we're not expecting Salah to be the final ball. We're expecting someone like Isak or Ekitike to be that person. The Ekitike thing, I think, has come off the back of him being sent off with the red card the other day, if I'm being honest with you. I think that's probably just taking him out of the favour a little bit, which, again, rightfully or wrongly, is a big decision. It's a big call by the manager, and they're the type of calls he's got to get right. But I think that's why he's not guaranteed to be starting games, and Isak coming on to replace him in terms of his minutes. And then I think there's a problem in terms of the defensive personnel at the moment as well. And obviously we've got a bit of an injuries, but we always get injuries. Alisson, for as brilliant as he is, he's probably the most injury-prone goalkeeper in the Premier League. I don't think this is the type of problem that we're going to be able to spend our way out of. I think we've got enough talent, enough players, and enough experience within that squad to work it out. But what I said to a couple of people last week was the working it out and everyone saying it's going to click. Okay, but how much of a gap and how much of a lead do we give up before it clicks? If you're talking that Liverpool are going to be 2 points behind Arsenal when it clicks, come on then, let's go. Let's get it cracking. If we're talking that Liverpool are going to be 8 points behind Arsenal by the time it clicks, and then we're looking into next season to be challenges, then it's not been good enough.
What if you're 2 points behind City? Why are we discarding City?
I'm all right. Okay, all right then. For the sake of your argument, whoever's top of the league, if we're only 2 points behind whoever's top, I'm using Arsenal as an example because that's where they are at the minute. But outside of that, I think what we need to do in terms of getting Salah back is deciding: are we going to go back to the Salah we wanted to see last season, where he was the outball, or are we going to nail down who's going to be our starting number 9, play them for the 60-70 minutes of the game, then get the other guy to come in? And do we play to their strengths? I wouldn't necessarily be opposed to a system change, but I'm not massive on the systems that Klopp's played in previous seasons with previous teams. So I couldn't really sit here and wax lyrical about his ability to do a 3 at the back and play with wing backs, if I'm being completely honest with you. And to be fair, I'm happy. Look, we got humbled last season. Villa, the draw, PSG, the loss, Newcastle, the loss in the FA Cup. And as much as we had this to sit back, fall back on, and look to enjoy, it was a humbling point in the season for Liverpool fans last year. There's no two ways about it. I would much rather be humbled here and now on the 6th of October with the whole season to play for than to be humbled in the middle of March again, like we did last season. So that's my 2 pence on it. And I know it's probably not popular. I know I'm not losing my head. I know I'm not fucking saying Slot out and all the rest of it. But at the end of the day,
I know you're not doing that, Errol, right? And I get it, and I didn't expect you to. It's mad to say this, yeah, but is your squad strong enough? Your 11 is. Is your squad strong enough? Because I'm looking at like Van Dijk going out, and I'm that Leone's now out. You've got Gomez and Kenyatte. Conor Bradley, He's not really for me. I've got to be real. I think he's okay.
I think he's the only one that's missing Trent, by the way. And I'll be honest with you on that. I think he is probably the only one that's really missing Trent. I think Trent's blueprint or footprint was the blueprint for Bradley's game. Without Trent being there to do it week in, week out, he hasn't really got a model to kind of to emulate in the same way. So I think he's struggled trying to be his own right back. I think there's been 3 exceptional players for Liverpool this season, if I'm being honest with you. Ekitike, Dominic Szoboszlai and Ryan Gravenberch. One observation that I'm not hearing from any Liverpool fans, though, and this is me being very, very critical of Ryan Gravenberch, as brilliant as he is on the ball, on the half turn, dropping the shoulder, and in that 6th position, he's getting far too high up the pitch and engaged in the attacking third for me. We're leaving far too many gaps open.
Caicedo had so much space, by the way, for that goal. You committed an extra man forward, and that space that Gravenberch, whoever it should have been in, he should have been in that space. And instead, Caicedo just had a free run to goal.
I don't know what we do to fix that, because that might be the only area where we have to look into the transfer market to say, right, if Gravenberch has got a natural affinity to trying to get further up the pitch and he can still drop his shoulder and he can still all do that 10 to 15 yards further up the field, we need somebody in screening and protecting, because every time he does that and we lose the ball high up the pitch, we haven't got the press merchants of a Jota, rest in peace. We haven't got the press merchants of a Diaz anymore. So ultimately, we are light in the middle of the park. So from that perspective, I'm like, I would rather Gravenberch rein it in a little bit and be a little bit more limited in terms of just being there to screen. Outside of that, I think he's been brilliant. So it is difficult, but at the end of the day, we've got to just take it on the chin.
Let me ask, because we've been 37 minutes on just Liverpool. Let me ask LB this question. Do you still have Liverpool to win the league, or has Haaland given you a glimmer of hope that Manchester City can win this league, bro? Because I think he's on absolute.
I think City can win the league. Of course they can. I think City, Liverpool and Arsenal are all in a race. You know what I mean? So it's just early to say, man. You know what I mean? It's early to say because, listen, you know, these Liverpool players are not trash. Yeah, if they all click after the international break, we'll be having a completely different conversation after the international break, and we'll all be sitting there going, crap. Yeah, if City's players click, same thing. So it's difficult to say at this time, at this point for me. You know what I mean? The only thing I'd say that it's like majorly concerned, because the thing is, we can talk about Wirtz, talk about Isak, and that's all short term, right? I don't think anyone on this panel doesn't expect Isak and Wirtz to end up cooking at some point. But that defence, man, for Liverpool doesn't look like something that is like definitely going to be fixed. You know what I mean? Like with the Isak and the Wirtz thing,
it's not a title winning defense right now, LB. I'll be real with that.
To be honest with you, I know Charlie did the cooking thing of Van Dijk, and I would have done that as well if I was him. So no shade on him, but like I do feel that like Van Dijk is basically trying to hold that defense together.
Yeah,
like,
he's defending on his own.
Which is why I said.
Yeah, I agree.
Which is why I said. But what Slot should have really done, and this he should have taken a leaf out of Jurgen Klopp's book, was we had Robbo, but we had Moreno in the squad. Now, Moreno wasn't great, but Moreno was the left back at the time in a very unsettled, very shaky Liverpool defence. It took him a minute, but he enabled Robbo to actually take in the instructions of what he wanted his fullback to do and embed them. And then Robbo came in. Once Moreno got injured and had a stink in a couple of games and then got injured, Moreno just couldn't get his shape back in that Liverpool defence. Now, Robbo's form dipped last year, but I was a believer that Robbo just needed that extended break. There was no international tournament. He just needed a good summer, get a free season under his belt, and try and get him back up to speed. One of the things that I've not been sold by is Kerkez's form. If you're telling me the form and the levels that Kerkez has been performing at is better than what Andy Robertson can still produce to us more often than not, then that is a big problem. So my move would have been play Robbo and allow Kerkez to understand the role, the responsibility, the system, the style, and how we play down that left flank before giving him the shirt. I feel like Kerkez has come in expecting the shirt, been told that it's his shirt, and even though he wants to play, and you can see he's got that appetite to play, he doesn't understand it yet. Up here, it's not clicked for him yet. So his body's not doing the things that his mind should be telling him to do. He's not getting in the right positions. And ultimately, when Robbo's then coming on for him, and Robbo's getting up slow to get up to the speed of the game, Robbo's getting caught out. So we're doing ourselves more of a disservice by not allowing Robbo to do 60, 70 minutes and then putting a fresh leg Kirkes to run his socks off for 20, 30 minutes and hope that he has picked up enough to say, yeah, well, I get it. I understand what my role is and what I'm supposed to be doing. So that would have been one of the first things that I would have rectified, because I seen that as a clear mistake from game week 2, game week 3, maybe. But like a lot of people have said, you don't take Wirtz out the team, you keep playing him and play him into form. Don't take Salah out the team, play him into form. Play Kirkes into form. I don't think it's as simple as that as just playing some of these players into form.
Who misses out in midfield then? Because obviously saying that Wirtz is going to have to play. So that's one. Gravenberch probably has to play.
McAllister.
But McAllister shouldn't be playing. It should be Szoboszlai, Wirtz, and Gravenberch on form, surely. McAllister's been awful, hasn't he? He's been terrible.
McAllister's is struggling right now with fitness more than anything else. And this is probably comes down to a bigger problem that, as much as you say Liverpool have went and spent well in the summer, what we didn't actually address from last season was the fact that there was very little rotation in that midfield engine room. There was some players that played more than they probably should have, and that now it's starting to catch up with them. So we're not able to get the levels and the performance out of them, unfortunately. And I think that's one of the things that we're looking at the moment, where you're looking at McAllister and he's just simply not at that level. And for me, if we're going to stick with Wirtz, then you've got to play Szoboszlai in there, and you've got to allow McAllister the time to get his body right, bring Jones on as his first substitution, and allow McAllister that little bit extra time that he might need, because again, he's going to go international break, go all the way over to the South America. It's going to be longer for him. If he's injured and he's not 100% right now, he's somebody that does need to sit it out for me, unfortunately.
Would you play Robertson at left centre back in the 3?
No. I'm all right.
I heard that this morning, and I can't believe it was mentioned, because that for me is not an option.
Sorry, just weird. It's like Frimpong, right? It's been a right wing back the entire time. Look at what he done at Leverkusen. The guy was getting double figure assists, and then you've signed him to be a conventional right back. When did he last play conventional right back? Frimpong. He does game, bro.
Well, I'm just saying, if you went to a back 3, Errol, who is the back 3?
Honestly, we haven't really got the options.
Man. It's not that bad where you got.
We haven't really got the options. I wouldn't necessarily do that if I'm being honest with you. But in terms of the fullback situation, again, I completely agree with you. We picked fullbacks that are meant to be offensively really great, but the system has not allowed them to get a fire up the pitch enough in this moment in time, because they are scared of failing their defensive responsibilities. And while that's in the back of the mind, they don't want to go too far forward and get caught out and leave holes in defense, and then that leaves us in more trouble. I just think it is more about organization in terms of how we organize ourselves. It's the work that we do off the ball, for me, that's killing us in the positions that we're leaving and the gaps that we're leaving, in terms of Gravenberch, as I mentioned before, driving into spaces and then leaving no screen for that back 4. I think we've seen that so much with Trent last season. We knew he would be the one to go. So somebody, whether it was Szoboszlai or Gravenberch, would cover that half space between the fullback and a centre defensive midfield, where we haven't really got that level of screen at the moment. I think Szoboszlai is doing a good job. But if it was me right now, what I would do is obviously Mamardashvili. I'd have Szoboszlai as your right back. I'd have Konate with Van Dijk, and I'd have Robbo starting. And then if you need to go back to that midfield where you are bringing in McAllister, Gravenberch and Wirtz, and you need to find a way to get Isaac and Ekitike in the same team, playing more games. Don't think Gakpo's done enough for us. All right, he gets a goal on the weekend, but don't think he's been doing enough. And I think, again, the elephant in the room for a lot of Liverpool fans will be the Salah situation, because Salah's form cannot continue like this for the season, because he was so pivotal. We see in the table, that alternative table, had Liverpool not had Salah's goals last season, we weren't a championship winning team without Salah's goals. So at some point, he's got to get on Haaland level smoke and remind people that he's Mo fucking Salah. So it might take us a little bit of time, but like I said to you before, what do we concede in the time if we are not going to be good enough to be winning games? Do we concede a 5-point gap, a 10-point gap, a 15-point gap, or are we on the heels of City, Arsenal, Chelsea, whoever's near the top of the table? If it's the latter and we're near them and it clicks, happy days. It'll work its way out in the end, one way or another, and we will have a title race that we think we all deserve to be in. But if it doesn't, and the arse falls out of it, well, this season, kiss it goodbye, it's done.
Let's move to that title race then, because otherwise we're going to be talking Liverpool for 2 hours. Let's move to that title race. No, it's cool. We got to move. For me, I'll say it as an Arsenal fan, Right now, we look the most settled. Right now, we've got the best squad. And right now, we haven't clicked really, like some people have already said. And we're getting across the line. We sit top of the table. I don't think we have any excuses this season for Mikel Arteta to win the league for him to want to stay. But I just don't think we have any excuses. I look around me and I don't think Manchester City are amazing. I think Haaland is absolutely on fire.
Sorry to cut you. There's one thing that I forgot to mention. Momentum is going to be absolutely massive for this season. And right now, the momentum is with Arsenal Football Club. So I would expect you to want to feel very confident in this particular moment in time, because Liverpool haven't got the momentum. City, I wouldn't say I'm convinced that they've got the momentum yet, but the momentum is definitely on Arsenal's side. So it's a perfect storm for Arsenal at this moment in time. If you take it and capitalize on it, you could be a problem.
Well, we've taken 3 points from West Ham last season. We lost that game. We've got Fulham and Palace next. We drew both those last season. We need to turn them into 6 points. I don't want to be seeing draws from these two games. When we come back from the international break, it's not as bad as some people are saying, because we've got Tottenham and Chelsea with Bayern Munich in between. People think it's really tough. I think we need to be beating Tottenham and Chelsea. As much as I think they're good sides and they look hard to beat, I think if we want to win this title, we've got to win both of those games on top of beating Burnley, Sunderland, Fulham and Palace. Now, that's a nice little run if you're looking at what Arsenal are doing at the moment. I don't think Arsenal can look at those games and go, oh, yeah, I don't know if I fancy us for most of them ones. We've got to be going in for all them and taking 3 points from every single one of those games if we've got to go and win the league. Manchester City, I do think they've got an unbelievable spine. I think if it does get to a stage where we look at their kind of wingers and fullbacks as doing well, then we can start talking about what they're going to be doing and how, like, you know, they're going to come to the party, because nobody was talking about them a couple of weeks back. They were looking poor when they were losing the games against Tottenham and Brighton. Nobody was talking about a title race with Manchester City. Well, some people was, actually. That's unfair. But I do feel like there's definitely a title race that's going to be on. And I think Arsenal have to win it. Billy, you've been pretty quiet about this, bro. What are you saying about the title race with Arsenal, City and Liverpool? Because I think it's going to be close. I always believed it was. I never thought it was going to be 8, 9, 10, 11 points that someone would win it by. But I just think Arsenal right now, the squad we've got, we look settled. We haven't really completely revamped our side like the other two sides potentially have. And I just think we have to do it this year, bro.
Yeah, I completely agree with what you're saying. I definitely think that you're the most settled team. And I completely agree with what Errol's saying as well, that momentum is going to be key. I think this international break is probably coming at the worst time for you. Whereas for Liverpool, it's probably coming at the best time so they can regroup, go again afterwards. And yeah, you've got a great squad there now. You've got good players that have come in, obviously, with Gyökeres in a position that you really needed. But I just don't think you're going to have enough to get over the line, to be honest with you, Potts. I think Man City and Liverpool will click and get that momentum back on track at some point. And
Inshallah.
I just don't think Arsenal with Arteta at the helm are going to be good enough to get it over the line for you, honestly.
That's what it comes down to. It's not, is the squad good enough? Is this team? It is literally just the manager. The manager is the only question mark from me and for a lot of the fan base. What are we saying as a panel? Does anyone have someone different than Liverpool winning this league?
Man City.
For me, it's between Liverpool and City.
Okay.
With Arsenal, right? You've been given an opportunity. I know it's only 7 games in, but a couple of weeks ago we were having this conversation, thinking, yeah, Liverpool are going to win this by God knows how many points. Now Arsenal have had a good couple of weeks. They're back in it. They're now top of the league. You've got to run with it. You've got to run with it. You've got to go in and win every single game. You cannot afford to drop points. You've got to really put yourself in a position where you are in a title race, because you've got people around you, Potts, like LB, Wolfie, Billy just said. They think City are going to click, or they think Liverpool are going to click, and Arsenal are not even in the conversation. Arsenal Football Club have to put themselves in the conversation. You've got to go and win matches. You just got to go and win. Doesn't matter how you do it. You've got to get it over the line. But it's that big question. Can you manage to do it? Is he good enough to do it? That is a big question mark. But you've got an opportunity. This is it now. You'll be lucky to get this opportunity again, Potts. As an Arsenal fan, you should be. I imagine you'll be aware of this. You're not going to get this opportunity.
Can I ask one? Can I just mention one thing as well, though? And this, I think LB might agree with me on this. I don't know what Arsenal will prefer more, to be walking the lead out in front or to be chasing. I know City have got it in their locker to come and chase a league. They can look up a table and say, we'll catch you. They can be light years ahead of teams and say, you aren't catching us. Liverpool, on the other hand, can only really say, you aren't going to catch us. If we get a commanding lead, you won't catch us, and we're confident of that. I wouldn't put the house on Liverpool chasing City or Arsenal this season. I need Liverpool to be out in front, but I can equally throw that at Arsenal and say, I don't know what your best position is. Are you a chasing
Errol,
club that can look and go,
why?
we can close the gap? Or do you have to just have the mad lead?
Well, they've messed both up, haven't they?
Exactly, Wolfie. Exactly.
That's why I don't know. But that's why I don't know.
Well, I don't know either, because I was 8 points clear and I messed it up, and I was chasing and I never got close. So I ain't seen this team be able to do either yet. And that is, for me, the manager. And I know people go, man, you got manager of the month, brilliant, great stuff. We're looking good, yeah, rah. But I need to see this guy. I've been top of the league before. I've seen him get manager of the month before. I've seen this team, click, and I've seen this team go and get close. I don't want to get close, man. I want to go and get across the line. Big up to Sava for the raid, by the way. Go on, Charlie.
Would you sacrifice, let's say this situation played out later in the season, right? Would you sacrifice the Champions League in order to focus on the league if you're in with a shout of like a decent shout of winning the league, say like March, April time, and you were still in the Champions League? As an Arsenal fan, would you be happy to put that to the wayside?
No, I'd be happy. I'd be happy to go for both of them, because I feel like the squad's good enough now. If we had like a squad that, I don't know, we had a squad of 13 players, I'd be like, oh, yeah, I've got to pick one now, because we ain't going to be in both. I think we've got a really good squad, Charlie. Like I've just said about Liverpool's side, they've lost the only. We've just spoke about the injuries to Liverpool already, which is funny for Slot moaning about injuries, by the way, when he told us to get on with it last year, and we had them. So for me, I look at it and think that we have actually got the best squad right now, man. We have, and I think we've noticed that so far. We've got 4 players that haven't even kicked a ball for us yet, pretty much. Noni Madueke is obviously one who did kick a ball. The other 3, Nkapie, Havertz, and Jesus, are not no bums. Do you know what I mean? They're not amazing, but they're not no bums. They're good squad players. So I think Arsenal have definitely got the best squad. I think we're the most settled team. Manchester City have got an unbelievable chance because they've got Haaland. And I've got to say, boys, I've seen him have some good start. He is ridiculous right now. I've seen some great Haaland performances, and I haven't seen a start like this. The guy is mad. It's mad disrespectful on people on Haaland, by the way. I've got to say this. I can't stand him, but how people can actually start talking about this guy not being very good and stuff, I just can't. It's beyond me. I don't get it now. Like, how can you not be very good but do what he does? Like, he might not be taking it round everyone like Luis Suarez. He might not be Aguero. But I'll tell you what, he is an absolute killer, mate. Like, the guy is just ridiculous. Like, the stats, I think it was ULB said that he's got over a goal a game ratio in the Champions League. He's the only player to do that now.
Only player in the top 50 Champions League goal scorers of all time.
Wait, isn't this his worst start as well to the Premier League?
Yeah, this is his worst start to the Premier League, yeah.
It's mad. It's absolutely mad. This is his worst start, and it's the best I've seen him. I can't even lie. I look at him and I just think he's going to score, bro. I hate it.
But I think as City, you're always going to have a chance, right? If you've got the best striker in the league and the best goalkeeper, you're always going to have a chance when you've got them 2 positions. Like Donnarumma, for me, like Errol's pulling that face right there, but Donnarumma...
Yashin Trophy, Errol. Yashin Trophy.
Yeah, Yashin Trophy. Yeah. Yashin Trophy. Yeah.
Don't argue with the facts, mate.
The facts. The people that watched
you got the second.
They spoke. And they gave it to him. But look, I think when you've got a goalkeeper like Donnarumma, whether you think he's the best in the league or not, he's gonna save City and win City a lot of points with the saves that he makes. You can talk about him with the ball at his feet, but when you've got the best striker and one of the best goalkeepers, you're always going to be in with a chance.
Our spine's mega. Our spine's fucking class. It's just outside the spine.
Can I ask you a question? Because outside Liverpool just made me want to turn off football for the rest of the weekend, to be fair. What's the situation with Odegaard and Rodri? Are they minor injuries or they actually confirmed?
Odegaard's done his ligaments. He's out
medial ligaments. I mean, yeah.
Rodri said he's going to be back for the next City game.
Was it hamstring problem or something?
I think he just had some tightness, yeah. So
Rodri will get that though. Rodri will get little niggles potentially, but Odegaard now, crikey, he's made the glass, man. That's 3 home games he's got injured in the first 3 home games of the season. That's absolutely mad to me. So yeah, Leeds, Forest, and now West Ham, he's gone down, and with different injuries at each time, one shoulder than the other shoulder. It's like head, shoulders, knees, and toes with this guy. Real talk. And now he's got his knees gone. I mean, like, it's ridiculous, man. Seriously, and apparently it's medial ligaments. That's gonna be 6 to 8 weeks for Odegaard, so he's going to be out. Hopefully, we play Ethan and Eze because Arteta was actually taking the handbrake off the last couple of games much better. But I think with Manchester City, I'm looking at the downfalls in terms of how they do look quite vulnerable still. Like even against Brentford, I know that Igor, by the way, I don't know what he's doing going through 1-on-1 and doing that. I mean, that was actually really frustrating and cringeworthy to watch how bad he was going through 1-on-1 there. But I thought they could, even at right to the end, I didn't think Man City were convincingly comfortable, if you get me. I thought there was definitely a chance that Brentford could have nicked something. So I still think Manchester City have got those kind of results in them. Unfortunately for me, I still think that Arsenal probably have as well. So I think what we need to do is show consistency, as Pete said, and go on a run now, man. But yeah, well, we haven't mentioned Chelsea in this title race. I thought they were in a title
race. Boys, I was waiting for you to mention it.
Chelsea are not involved in a title race.
LB, come on now. Let's not
Charlie, with the way that you was going on earlier in your big long speech. When Errol brought that trophy out, I thought he was just going to hand it through the screen to you. The way you,
I mean, to be fair, it's been a while. I haven't had a Premier League title. Well, could be 10 years in a couple of years' time. Well, it probably will be, but we're 5 points back.
So you are in a title race because last week you weren't.
No, just we're 5 points back, and we'll see what happens.
I didn't hear enough.
We'll see what happens. I love that.
Chelsea are in a title race. Chelsea are a good team, but they're not in the title race. They'll finish top 5.
I think Chelsea's got better chance of the Champions League this year. I think he's just set up to be a really good cup team.
They've been a cup team for years.
I know.
I don't think they've got a chance of the Champions League either. I think if they get to the quarterfinals, that's solid for them.
They do have though, according to Don.
They've got a way of winning though.
So best midfielder in the league and the best midfielder in the world, and he's better than Rodri. So like, look, that means Chelsea should be going all the way.
Who's this? Who?
Caicedo,
apparently that's what Don said. So.
But in fairness, I would say right now in the Premier League, on current form, he is the best.
I would agree with that. I don't know if he's better than Pedri or Vitinha yet. I need to see him in the Champions League first, but I think he's a very, very good player, and I think he's an excellent signing for Chelsea. But I didn't see him balling out against Bayern Munich the other night. That's what I will say. So we got he might have kept PSG's Club World Cup knackered midfield quiet, but he didn't do much against Bayern Munich. That's what I will say. So let's see what he can do.
He played 2 Champions League games, man. You can't be set. You can't. I like Caicedo. Yeah, I think he's going to be like top.
Yeah, he's quality.
But he's got to be able to do it in a Champions League like proper first.
No, I agree.
Potts has been dropping a few little digs at you every now. Now he's on top of the table. Suddenly his little chest.
I mean, my chest isn't normally out, but I'm feeling good today, man. That's
something's happened to Potts. Celebrating Chelsea goals. He's top of the league. He's speaking positively about his team. I mean, what's going on here?
Next Arteta in.
Yeah.
I'm going to be doing a weekly show with Igal. And the
Arteta Love Fest. That could be a good new show, Potts.
I'm going to start bowing down to Mikel. But listen, man, I'm happy. I'm happy right now. I've been top of the tree before, but it does feel good, man, as you all know. Let's do these super chats, and then we'll move. User, this is quite funny actually. It says the evolution of Liverpool fans is this season. This is what champions do. So we're still top of the league. So we're still the champion.
That's the continuous loop, yeah.
That is fact.
Queen on repeat.
Every says they need to build around Isak, Hugo, and Wirtz, not Salah. Slot's acting cowardly here. Salah is a bench player for now. We can all see it. I must admit,
can I say one thing to that? Dead quick.
Yeah.
You can't go pay someone like nearly 400 grand a week and then just slap them on the bench.
I agree. Totally agree.
There's got to be a bit of balance.
They can't be playing like that and expect to not be on the bench.
I mean, this is what
Knocking
happened with
wages.
Rosie and Aubameyang, to be fair. We did exactly the same. We gave them all these massive contracts and they just stunk out at Gaff. Emmy, Kukureya's statement should anger any manager. Teams have identified a flaw and taken advantage. It's surprising Slot can't see it. Kukureya's statement, what did he say?
Yeah, no, after the game, he basically said that like they targeted that right-hand side because they knew there was going to be the space behind Salah because he always starts advanced looking for the counter-attack. And then they knew they could expose the fullback as well.
Okay, interesting. Terry says, Wolfie on a Race for Europe stream. Poster no clue in. That's where we're going to move next. Oh dear, Wolfie. What is the time, Mr. Wolf? It's time for Ange to go, mate. That's what the time is. He is an absolute fraud. The guy's no good. He's back to his usual press conferences, which are now just box officely funny because he's just clueless, this guy. All he does is look down again and start moaning again about how this and that and the third, start being rude and aggressive and arrogant to the press conference and the interviewers. Oh, this, that, and the third. I'm so annoyed with this guy. He's so rubbish. It's unbelievable. And look, I've got to be honest. Oh, big up, Errol. I know you got to go, man.
Take care, bro.
Big up to you, bro. And I've got to be honest, like, it's mad. It's mad.
Take the rat with you as well. Take the rat with you. Go and get out of here. Get out
I didn't
of here,
watch.
man.
I didn't watch your
just
game.
did a celebration. Was that on purpose?
I didn't
Oh,
watch.
that.
I didn't watch your game. I know that Newcastle won comfortably, from what I understand. I didn't watch your game though, so perhaps you can let us know, both you and Pete. But first of all, this manager's got to go, bruv. And I think it's time for you to admit that your owner has completely and utterly got this wrong, Mr. Marinakis, because there is absolutely no way you can tell me now that this guy was the right appointment.
And Wolfie's got to accept that he was wrong because he said he was.
Yeah.
Why have I got? So what have I said that's wrong?
Well, that's because
you bigged it up.
On match day 1, we all sat here and told you that this was a disaster waiting to happen, and you sat here and told us that we're all muppets.
No, I said, which is true,
Yeah,
irrespective of what the context.
Your manager's
of
got
that
a worst. Have you seen that record? That this is the worst. This is the worst start any Nottingham Forest manager's had in over 100 years.
You haven't won a game since match day 1.
But that doesn't change what I said, LB. I didn't come here and say he is the answer. He is the one. He's Neo from the Matrix, bro. All I said was I will give him up to 10 games. If he pisses me off somewhere along that road,
you didn't. That's not all
I did.
No, that's not all you said. We sat here and told you.
That's part of what I said.
Yeah, that was part of it.
All right, okay. I didn't say it.
Okay.
Apologise to us.
For what?
For saying...
We sat here and we all told you that this was a disaster, and you told us that we were fools and idiots and this would all be fine.
You were.
Now,
and do you know what he said, LB? Do you know what he said to me when I asked him the other week? Have you seen anything from the previous games that Ange can start winning? And he sat there and said, yes, he can see signs that he's going to start winning. And he's not.
No, I know. Yeah, no. Who remembers?
Okay, that was like 4 days ago, Charlie.
No. That was before Burnley and Sunderland. You had Burnley and Sunderland coming up, and we sat here, and you said you were beating both of those teams, and that you'd seen something in the performance.
Yeah, I could have managed to win against both of those teams,
and you've not won any games.
So I could have managed to win against both of those teams.
On the show that we did on here, right after match week 1, I said to you, "You're in trouble." And you know what you said to me? Oh, LB, are we really doing this after 1 game? That's what you said to me after 1 match.
Bro, what are you talking about? Game week 1, we slapped Brentford 3-0. What are you talking about?
With Ange.
Oh, okay. Well, that wasn't game week 1.
Game week 1 with Ange. Your first match with Ange.
That was. I told you Arsenal didn't count then.
Right, it doesn't count.
The Arsenal game didn't count. Okay. But anyway, I haven't gone back on anything I've said. I said I'd give him up to 10 games.
You have gone back on what you said.
No, what have I gone back on?
You said he was mint.
When did I say he was mint?
Oh, that's what you said.
When did I say that? I don't think I've used the word mint since I watched EastEnders. The mint he was on, man. What are you talking about?
Mint. Guys, a liar, bro.
Proper freaking
LB, bring them receipts up. You had them Chelsea fan receipts. Got any receipts from Wolfie?
Yeah, I've got the. Yeah, I'll load them up, man.
I don't actually think I've ever used the word mint unless my missus is complaining about my breath, man. I mean, what are you saying here? Seriously.
No, Wolfie, on a serious note,
you are shit.
Can you just admit? Can you just admit that your owner has got this completely wrong? He's got it wrong, and he needs to hold the L for this. Can you just at least admit that? Come on.
Yeah, but Pete, I've had to do this a lot this week, and it really hurts coming from you, Pete, because I put down a video 5 days ago that Marinakis got it wrong. And I was there watching your post-match, and, your chat was asking, is Wolfie in or out? And you said you weren't sure, bro. I'd already declared him out after Mitchell, man. I was done with him after... Don't interrupt me, Charlie.
No,
I know you're overexcited, man.
You finish.
You won a game. Congratulations. Your first game since August in the Premier League. I get why you're overexcited.
About winning games.
Yeah, I just said congratulations, and you took offense to it.
No, I'm good.
Anyway, after Michelin, that was it. He had to go. He fucked that one up big time. Against Newcastle, if you'd been in a bubble for 6 weeks, that first half, you would have thought Nuno was still in charge. He was like, you know what, mate? I'm just going to set up how Nuno did, because it was a real low block. I've never seen, apart from the Man U game when he did it at Spurs. And I don't think Newcastle were even that good the whole match, to be honest. You were comfortable. And at some point, they were going to click into gear in the second half, and the goal was coming. There was no real fight from the players from our side. To me, it looks like he's already lost the players, or they don't believe in what he's doing or saying. But he's lost the fans, man. He's lost the fans. After that Michelin game when they were saying sacked in the morning, you're looking at there was 12 Michelin fans. I'm like, fucking hell, they're loud. It's like, oh shit, that's coming from the whole City ground, man, at him. So I did feel for him on that, but he's kind of made his own bed. And yeah, Marinakis, it is on him, or it is on Edu, or on them both, whoever decided to recruit him. They just got to hold their hands up. They just got to realize that they've made the mistake.
Sorry, just real quick. Was it a mistake getting Edu?
Spurs best manager. All right, Andy, you're fucking chatting shit and you're lying, right? I've never said he's Spurs' best manager. I said he's their most successful. No. There's a difference between best and successful. But Andy always fucks up with his auto predictions. So maybe that's what it is.
Bring the receipts, Andy.
And he can bring what he wants. But yeah, look, is this Marinakis' fault? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. I said this on my video the other day. I went to the loo once. I forgot to flush it. My missus kicked off, and I went and flushed it. It rectified, and she forgave me. Now Marinakis has to flush his own toilet and get rid of the turd that's in charge. So he does that. All is forgiven. We move on. But there's still, I was expecting that corner flag today or latest tomorrow. I ain't seen it, man. I ain't seen it, man. I don't know what they're doing, what they're stalling over. I think the reports, the rumors, whatever you want to believe, there's nothing concrete. People are saying he's going to get till the November international break. I don't know what that difference that makes.
Mate, just keep him one more game and then we'll see him off. Send him to the job centre.
Charlie, mate, if he stays and you lose to Postecoglou,
no, mate, we won't
delete your channel.
No, we won't be
That's
losing.
what you will need to do.
Mate, we won't
need to delete your channel.
No, I won't be deleting my channel.
If you lose to Postecoglou,
I won't be losing to Postecoglou.
I go in there win-win. If he's still there and I lose, he goes. If he goes there and beats you, you are so fucked, man. So I wouldn't be swinging your dick around 2 weeks in advance, man. I'm not concerned quietly working your way into this one.
No, I'm not concerned.
Let me quickly read out saying 6th place above Spurs, win the Europa League, and next season collect my 3rd star. That was a statement from Wolfie. Are you standing by this statement, Wolfie?
I'm not a clown. I never will be, mate.
Oh, I love this, man. You need to let me know how to work these little sound effects. I'm well impressed with those. But yeah, man, I've got to be real. I think he will take you down if you keep this guy. Now, obviously, I don't think you'll go down.
He doesn't. He won't take us down. I think that's the thing they're figuring.
I'm not saying he's going to get you relegated, but if your owner is going to gamble with keeping him until the November internationals, that's another L for me for your owner. The guy has to go. To be fair, I said on our review of the Forest game yesterday, I said I'd be surprised if he's still there by Wednesday. If you keep him past that point and you allow him to manage,
this is my cutoff. My cutoff is tomorrow. My cutoff's tomorrow. If they don't sack him by tomorrow, then he will piss me off. Because if you think of his appointment, it was in the last international break, in the second week of the international break, where what's the new manager going to do? And we just stumbled our way into the Arsenal game. So either you do it by the Tuesday of the first international week with an appointment in mind. There are rumors of Silva's heavily rumored now. I've seen a couple of Brendan Rodgers, people like that.
Graham Potter? He's free.
What about that Tesco guy that you was on about last time?
What Tesco guy?
You said you put something in the chat about Tesco. Some Tesco
that was in the summer.
Next Guardiola. You put that in the chat the other week when you was linked with Postecoglou.
That was in the summer.
It definitely wasn't in the summer.
But it was after Nuno. Yeah, after Nuno went.
Yeah.
He was lit. I think he's got a new job.
One of our journalists captured a video on Sunday at the end of the game, and literally Ange was just stood on his own. Not one player interacted with him. Everyone literally walked by him without even saying a word, and then he just walked off.
Okay, that's absolute bollocks. That is absolute bollocks. It was Craig Hope, wasn't it? It was Craig Hope.
Run the video.
Yeah, it was Craig Hope. Craig Hope with the absolute bollocks. He literally took that out of the rest of the thing where hands were shaking and hugs were being delivered.
I didn't see what happened there.
It's complete.
That video looked bad. It looked bad, to be fair.
Yeah, in that 15 seconds that he clipped, but there was before that and after it. So. But yeah, he's got till tomorrow, and I'm talking about Marinakis.
Don't bother. I had to rush home. I'm about to have about 10 speeding tickets, and I don't give a damn. It is all worth it for this moment with Michael J. Fox. Woohoo! Wolfie, let me tell you something, yeah? I told you that your 5 minutes of fame was up, but no! Did you listen? No, you didn't want to listen. You wanted to pretend that you were one of us. You wanted to pretend that you were on the table. And I told you, I said, bro, last season for you was a Leicester season. It was a 1 in a million. It might never happen again. Oh, but how many trophies have you won? Shut your mouth. Shut your mouth. And the reason why I'm telling you to shut your mouth,
I swear, it's like I'm watching a Bruce Lee movie right now.
You actually wanted Nuno out. You wanted Nuno out, and now the Forest fans want Nuno back. Well, you were shaking your bum for the Americana. You were shaking your bum for macaroni cheese. How do you feel now? How do you feel now? You've lost. You know, when I was singing, you can run, you can hide if you don't like it. Time after time. That's for you, bums! Time after time, you're getting slapped up. Time after time, you're getting clapped up. How many games in the Prem has won?
0.
It's here we are, mate. It's here we are. Mate, Nottingham Forest, let me tell you what you are. You are a championship side, mate. Championship side, championship bums. You can run, you can hide if you don't like it. Time after time, you're going to get slapped up. You know what? I can't even lie, yeah? It's a pleasure. And you know what? I don't even mean to cook Wolfie, but I do mean to cook him. Right now, this image, every time I stream with you, I'm remembering what was. Do you know what I mean? What we once had that is no more. This time next year, people, Wolfie will only be here as a moderator. Someone to moderate this when someone makes a disgusting comment. That's it, bruv. A moderator, Wolfie. Bruv, let me tell you what's even more impressive that Ange has done. It took Ange 38 games for Spurs to finish 17th. It's taken Ange, what? The best part of 6 games, baby. Best part of 6 games for you to be 17th in the table. Bruv, hold that, and hold that. Sorry for my late arrival, but they do say better late Then never, and I weren't never gonna miss this for my brother Wolfie, mate.
Well, I'm glad you're right, bro. And you asked me how am I feeling. I'm feeling like I really want to watch an old school martial arts film, because watching your mouth move and the words come out at a different time is quite a talent in itself. And it has backed my theory that you do chat out of your asshole a lot of the time. And I think the proof was there on the screen. But it's good to see you, Dej. You've been hiding a bit after Spurs' recent form. So it's good to finally see you're back, bro. So welcome back. And yeah, I really hope you are the one that predicts Forest to get relegated. It gives me inner peace to know that the guy who predicted Liverpool would finish 7th last year, the guy who predicted Spurs would do a treble last year, predicting my team going down, but probably means we win the league, coming from your oracleness of football knowledge, that fountain that's full of it. So yeah, it's good to have you back, Dej. But as always, I expect this from a Spurs fan.
I've got a question, Wolfie. Genuine question. When are you actually winning a game of football?
Who we got next?
You're not beating us. Potts, who's got the Forest fixtures, the next few to the international break? We'd like to see.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, bring them up, and I'd like
to save you time. We got you. We got Porto, Bournemouth, Sturm, Graz, and then United.
Right, so no wins. You might beat some Graz. You might beat some Graz.
Do not let you be the team.
No, it's not going to be me. No, it's not going to be me.
Right, 1 hour.
Where is it? City Ground or Stamford Bridge?
City Ground. Yeah. No, we're not losing.
Oh,
yeah. Well, to be honest,
Charlie, don't do it, man.
Yeah, I don't. You know what? I will not comment on the Chelsea game. I'm gonna let Charlie write all the clips out by himself. And you know what? I know he will, because he can't resist. He can't resist. So I don't.
Genuinely though, like you haven't answered the question, Wolfie. When are you winning the game?
I'll wait for you to tell me.
No. You know that.
I want it to come from you.
No, I've asked you the question. I'm sure all of us would like to hear it from you. When are you winning a game?
If I knew when anyone was winning their next game,
you told us you were beating Burnley and Sunderland, and it didn't happen. So when do you think you're winning a game?
You told us you were in a title race.
No, it's not about me. In a title race? I'm asking the question that everyone wants to know. When do you think you're winning a game?
The next time the final whistle goes and Forest have the
no. Out of your outcoming fixtures, what game are you going to win?
I just answered it, Charlie.
No, you haven't answered it.
I've already told you I'm not writing any receipts for this Chelsea.
I can tell you.
I'm gonna let you.
Yeah, please enlighten us when they're going to win a game.
I'll let you which one's the most winnable, Wolfie?
I can tell you.
Those ones that just said, which one's the most winnable?
Yeah, I can tell you on Thursday at the Forest ground, round about lunchtime, there's going to be an internal five-a-side, and I think the A team will win.
I mean, the next time Forest win will be when Ange gets sacked. Let's be real. Without Ange Postecoglou, they have a chance of winning because they haven't actually got a bad side. It is literally him that's the issue. Chelsea, Bournemouth, United, Leeds. Out of those 4 games, they never beat Bournemouth, so that's a write-off. I don't think they're going to beat Chelsea. Manchester United is their most likelihood of winning at the City Ground against United. That's
Porto in between Chelsea and Bournemouth. That's a horrible game.
Don't worry. We'll just see. Receipts are written, Charlie.
But genuinely, I know you like to put a little act on and pretend everything's all right. Are you actually concerned about what's going to happen this season to your team?
Of course he is.
In what context?
Well, that you might just.
Are you surviving?
Yeah, surviving. Are you surviving? Yeah.
No, I'm not worried about that, Charlie.
No.
Okay, look.
Are you worried?
I'm not fussed. I mean, I feel a bit sad for you if you went down for a couple of moments, and then I'll be all right. Just crack on with it.
I'm just loving the way this is being written out.
You're lying, Charlie. You won't feel bad for him at all. You won't feel bad for him.
No, we're all mates.
I can't wait.
Charlie, you can't say you feel bad for someone that you're the first one in the chat to point the finger when he loses a game. You can't say that.
I think you're forgetting something, right? Remember a few weeks back when Wolfie was taking the piss out of Voltamada? and he scored what 3 and how many he scored?
Actually, Dedge was the one.
No, it was you as well,
No,
man.
don't do that.
I laughed
Don't
and
do that.
Pete took issue with my laughter.
You went YouTube research.
No. Dedge told me to YouTube him. Dedge told me. Don't you let Dedge off this one. Dedge told me to go YouTube him. Don't rewrite history.
as well. Deji's there as well, but Deji.
It's another Deji take. That's what I'm saying. He keeps writing them.
Not even watched him kick a ball and then was already calling him out. Like you knew.
I took the piss out of his hash.
You started laughing along. Well, look. Like
all I did was call him a German porn star, bro. I didn't say nothing about
You went YouTube searching.
Well, Deji sent me a selective clip that was quite funny. That's
anyway.
The thumbnail was funny of it.
Anyway, look, our man dunked on you anyway. He scored a great penalty.
That was a great penalty.
Could have scored 2 or 3.
Pete, he didn't really do much else, mate. He missed an absolute sitter. Morata set him up from 5 yards.
You weren't watching the same game then, because
he set him up from 5 yards and he missed that one. Come on, bro.
He missed a couple of chances, granted, fine, but he scored his penalty and it was a superb penalty. But if you're saying he didn't do much else and you haven't seen the way he dominated your centre-backs physically, held up the ball, linked the play continuously throughout the whole game, right? And he maintained our attacks. Like you said, you boys never looked like you were going to score. You never looked like you were going to win the game. We were always comfortable that it was a case of, like, we were going to break you down at some points. And he was the reason for that, because he sustained attacks all at the time. He completely dominated your centre-backs. He had a brilliant game. Yes, he probably could have scored 3. He scored 1 from the spot. It was a great penalty. And look, this guy that everyone was taking the piss out of, spent too much money. Hi, Bayern. Fuck you, Bayern. But, he's gone and doing the business. And look, we absolutely love the guy.
Well, would you agree with me, Pete? The 2 worst players on that pitch were Morgan Gibbs-White and Elanga.
Yeah, I'd probably go along with that. I thought Elanga.
I fully expected Elanga to score. It was set up for him to score, man.
He started well. He started well, but then. He
didn't. He looked slower, man. Nico Williams was keeping up with him. What have you been feeding him up there?
I didn't think he was slow.
Nico Williams ain't the quickest, and he was sticking with him. He was sticking with him. But you know what? Joking aside, that defender Cho, rock solid.
Hey, Chow and Botman
looks good.
Botman, like they are those guys. Like, no, this is the thing with all the stuff that happened in the summer, right? With the Rat. The signing of Malik Chow went completely under the radar to opposition teams, and I'm glad, because we spent 30 odd million on him. Nobody looked at it. Nobody tried to get involved in it. We got that guy. We've been looking at him for 2 years, and he has just come in and been absolutely seamless. Fabian Shaw ain't getting his spot back. He just ain't getting his spot back. This guy is quality, and I'm shocked.
He will though. He will, because Botman will get injured again soon, like he always does, and then he'll be straight back in.
Well,
as much as I like Botman a lot, but he's always bloody injured, man.
Gordon put 50 quid on Elanga to score. He's a Forest fan.
Botman isn't always injured though. Botman's had one big injury, which was his ACL. That's it. He's not always injured. Like, this is him back and looking like the Botman we had when we got Champions League. He looks fantastic. And more importantly, those two as a pair look absolutely fantastic. They look so good. And look, the last thing from me with regards to Newcastle, because it was the type of win I wanted to see. It wasn't amazing. It wasn't 4 5s and 6s. It wasn't like an absolute battering, but we looked very comfortable in the game and we dominated possession. We looked like the only team that was going to win it. And they're the type of results, particularly after Champions League, where teams might slip up. We didn't. We got the result. We got it in the bag. But what I will say on the back of that is that we are building something really solid. 5 clean sheets already this season in 7 games. The only two teams that we've conceded against are Arsenal and Chelsea. Arsenal and Liverpool are arguably the top two from last season. Like, you can't complain at that. Newcastle look very, very good defensively and very, very solid. And I think if we continue that and then get Voltemade scoring more goals, then I think we're in a really, really good spot right now.
Yeah,
I
would agree.
I've got one quick question.
Well, how does Vissa fit in?
But Vissa, we need an alternative because we've got Asula coming off the bench at the moment. Which
how long is Vissa out for? How long is he out for?
Is it after November break?
No, well, yeah, it'd be back for after November internationals. But like Jan Vissa, he gives us something different. We wanted two different type of strikers. So Voltemade will hold up the play and link the play. Vissa's the one who will be going in and behind. So we need that alternative because there will be games for him in this season where he will make the difference. And there will be times in games where both of them will be on the same pitch. So I'm not worried about that. We just need to get him back fit and get him back playing because Congo are just a bunch of amateurs and completely ruin this situation for us. But
Congo in AFCON? Have they got AFCON?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're probably not going to see him till
next year.
Yeah.
I've got a quick question. Wolfie, are you glad that your owner held Morgan Gibbs-White hostage to sign a record-breaking contract at the City ground in the summer?
I think he's a legend.
I didn't want him to go to Spurs, but I wanted him sold.
How's that?
That is the dumbest statement.
Yeah.
That is the dumbest statement I've heard in a while.
Why is that the dumbest statement?
You didn't want him to go to Spurs, but you wanted him sold. If you really wanted to do Spurs harm, you sell him to Spurs. Because right now, the Maracana, aka macaroni cheese, is looking like a club. He's a legend for our Spurs because we are feeling like we legitimately dodged the bullet. Hey, Spurs fans, little did we know.
But when I was telling you shouldn't get him, you were like, "You're salty. You're salty." Wait, Dej, are you gonna admit I was right? Are you gonna admit I was right?
Bruv, I'm gonna admit. I'm actually gonna say, legitimately, we are friends for life. You were out here propping up my club to top 3 in the Prem. And you literally took one for the team, quite literally, bro.
Wait, Dej, did I tell you or not in the summer that he ain't all that? And did you not say, "Oh, you're being salty"?
You did, and I did say that. But you know what? I'm saying to you now publicly, you are a real bro. You are.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. And the reason why I want him sold to Spurs, just because I think a player.
We don't want him no more.
I don't want him to be depressed. I don't want him to be depressed. Do you get me?
Genuinely, like, banter aside, he's been shit this season.
Bro, he's been shit for a year.
18 months?
Yeah, there or thereabouts.
Is he in the England squad?
He is in the England squad.
He's still getting in the England squad. Fuck me.
I don't know who.
To be fair, anyone's getting in the England squad these days. But let me ask with this final question, which is going to include everybody, right? Because I'm genuinely interested. This concludes everyone's clubs because Newcastle, Tottenham, Villa, and Chelsea. Who's finishing the highest out of those clubs?
Oh, hello.
It's disrespectful. You've grouped me in that one. Are you a bit hesitant about? You were a bit hesitant about putting me in there, Potts, and then you just went with it.
Wait, I didn't hear my name. I didn't.
No. We're not doing bottom 6, Wolfie. This is top 6. We're not doing bottom 6.
Okay. Let's spin the question. Who's going to win the most silverware?
Not you is the answer.
Really? You're winning a Carabao Cup. You're winning a Carabao Cup.
What are you winning? What are you winning?
Europa League. He's winning Europa League. He's had a straight face winning Europa League.
How many games? How many games you won so far?
What, in the Europa League?
Yeah.
None.
You do know the Europa League has changed since.
I'm involved in it. I'm involved in this group thing. We've won both of ours so far. I'm involved in it. Yeah.
Okay. Have you won the Europa League because you won both of them?
The managers won 4 Europa Leagues.
Who finished top of the Champions League groups last year, Billy?
Potts.
Liverpool.
Did Liverpool win the Champions League last year?
No.
No, they did not.
No, where did PSG finish in the group stage? It's just out of interest.
I couldn't tell you, but it wasn't in the top
16.
8. Where Villa finished, actually.
Can we minimize?
No, so Billy, you do understand your two
Let's
wins
answer the
haven't.
question. Let's answer the question.
Let's answer the question.
Genuinely interested. I'm genuinely interested. And Wolfie, nice try, but I'm not putting Forest ahead of these guys. I've got to be honest. Deji?
But I feel slightly disrespected, bruv. We were having a good time, and for you to group me with those other teams is nothing short but disgraceful. I expect to be grouped with the top 3. Okay, right
So
now
you want to be grouped with Arsenal, Liverpool, and City, yeah?
Look, I said it last week, and I'll say it again this week.
Everyone wants to be grouped with them.
Innocent until proven guilty. And I'm involved until I'm not. And right now, I see my club literally 2 points off Arsenal, literally 1 point behind Liverpool. And Errol, just by the way, Errol, I'm glad me and you didn't meet tonight, because the way I would have hooked you, the way I would have told you, I told you so. The way I would have, this guy was shaking his bum when I told him that last week Liverpool deserved only 5 points. That's what champions do. Champions win games. Champions win games.
Wait, Dej.
No. Let me tell it right. Champions win games without playing well, Dej. That's what it is, Dej. It's to mark champions. Yeah,
it's a great Rummy accent you put in.
Yeah, is he from Aston Villa or Birmingham?
That's what he was saying. Do you know what I'm saying? I said, bruv, your team is looking fraudulent. And guess what?
You should have seen it.
Hold on. Did he just use the word fraud? Did you just use the word fraud?
Ed, you should have seen it, mate.
Hold on, because I remember someone on this channel. One sec, Charlie. I remember he's disappeared now. Someone on this channel had put their manager on Fraud Watch on a show called This Is London or something. I don't know if anyone tuned in for that one.
The Frank Engine was on Fraud Watch, was he?
Someone who, I can't remember quite who did. Was that you, Deji?
Bruv, I don't know how you would try to turn a positive into a negative, but I'm happy to go on. I'm happy. If you want me to expand, what Please. I do is I demand high standards from my club. I demand it, and I did put Frank on Fraud Watch because he was playing Kudus on the left, which I've been told Kudus can't play left. He was playing Xavi Simons on the left, despite the fact we brought him to play the number 10 position. And I said to Frank, literally to his face, if you don't start playing the players in their rightful position, you will be on Fraud Watch and you will be heading.
No. You put him on Fraud Watch, not will be.
What did he do against Leeds? Leeds, he reverted back. He did the right thing. He put Xavi Simons in the 10. You know, he even started, tell me what you want, tell me what you need, tell me if I'm good enough.
Who did he play up front?
Tell, and he bagged. He bagged.
You're happy with Tell. You're a Tell fan, yeah?
As long as he plays the players in their right position, I don't give a damn. He did it against Leeds. We went over to Ellen Road, one of the most difficult stadiums in the country, and we walked out with 3 points. Look,
is he off Fraud Watch now?
That's what I'm trying to get to here.
He will be on Fraud Watch if he tinkers with the team and does foolishness again.
So he's off Fraud Watch, to confirm.
He's off Fraud Watch, pending the next game. But as long as he plays,
is he like on a rolling Fraud Watch contract? Is that what it is?
Yeah, it seems like rolling. Yeah, game by game Fraud Watch. Yeah.
Okay, Deji, quickly then. How many of these teams are you finishing? How many of these teams are finishing above you on the panel?
I didn't stutter when I said that. I was offended when you grouped me with those groups of people. I think we are third only to Liverpool and Arsenal this season.
Wow. Okay. Wow. Okay. Are you having that, Charlie?
No, I'm not. But it's fine. We'll just revisit this at the end of the season. I'm pretty confident. I'm not saying I'm pretty confident that I'll be finishing above everyone on the panel. I'm not including myself. I'm not including you, Potts. I'm including the teams that you grouped me with. Because I did it last season, and I'll do it again this season. I'm pretty confident in that. It's simple as that for me. I'm not really concerned about Villa or Newcastle or Spurs.
I won't be worried about Spurs.
Charlie,
I don't think Spurs win a game.
I won't even lie to you, mate. We're not concerned about you either.
Reggie, we'll see you November 1st at your stadium, mate. We'll see you there.
Mate, honestly, Charlie, November 1st is far too far.
It is a long way.
Bruv.
Wolfie, what were you saying?
I was saying I don't see them winning a game until they meet Man U on the 8th of November.
What, Spurs?
Spurs, yeah.
Stop looking at. You know what?
No, I will look under the bonnet, bro, because you put him on fraud watch, and I've got to look under the bonnet.
Let me tell you what you're not doing. You're not looking at my fixtures, and you're not talking about my club.
Nah, I'm looking under the bonnet, bro. That's what I'm doing. I'm kicking the tires. I'm kicking the tires.
Wolfie, with the greatest respect.
Dej, how many games have you won at home in the last 15 matches?
I'm not gonna lie. I might have to exercise powers that I've never seen exercise on this show. If you go a position below, we might cut your contract early with us.
Okay, now tell me.
If you get to 18th, you're banned for 2 weeks.
Okay, that's fine. I could do it the night off. Dej, tell me, which of these games are you winning? You've got Villa next, Monaco away, Everton away, Newcastle away, Chelsea at home. You always lose that. Ooh. Then you got some team FC Copenhagen, whoever the fuck they are.
Copenhagen, yeah.
I was like, why is it written weird?
Because it's Danish, mate.
That's how you pronounce. That's how you.
Where's the P? Where's the P? Anyway, and then you got United. Which of those Premier League games are you winning? Just so we have it on the record.
I'm not being funny, and you can tell one of the games just by one of the panel members on the show tonight, because that person hasn't said a single word to me because they know their place. You know who you are.
Well, it's Pete, yeah.
Billy.
It's Billy, great.
Well, Villa and Spurs play next. Billy, it's a nice.
Where is it? Where is it?
Is that Spurs?
Is that Spurs?
Okay, Spurs.
Yeah. Now ask him how many home games they've won in their last 10.
Stop it.
Yeah, he doesn't like these questions, does he? He doesn't like these questions. He doesn't like them.
I'd be intrigued by the answer, please, Wolfie.
I think they've won 3 home games in the last 15 or something.
Oh, wow. We have the. By the way, using your analogy.
Oh, now his mouth starts moving.
We have the best away record in the Prem.
Are we asking you about your away record?
You're telling me about what you're gonna do. Everton away, Chelsea away.
3-17. That's it, King Huddle. Thank you. 3-17.
We're playing you at your place. We're playing you at your place. That should be an advantage.
I don't even know why you're piping up, bro.
Talk to us about your home record, Dej. Talk to us about that home record, man.
Hey. I'm third, baby. That's what I give a damn.
No, that's not the question. How's your home record? Oh, by the way, ask him who those teams are. Ask him who those teams are he beat at home.
Can I just say this? I know this will. There's a
no, I don't want to hear the deflection. Who are the teams you beat? Who are the teams you beat?
There is a deflection.
Yeah.
I told you last week that I'm classist, and I am struggling to communicate. I'm finding this whole thing very awkward with someone that is languishing in 17th.
Okay, so I can do the class as well. So the teams you beat, just for the record, Burnley, Southampton.
You have no right to ask questions. If
Burnley, Southampton, and Manchester United, bro. Those are the 3 teams you've beaten at White Shite Lane, man. That's the 3 teams that you've beaten, bro. And you know what? I'm going back here to February, bro. February the 16th is when you beat United 1-0. Yeah, wow. United, Southampton, and Burnley. That's your standard. And you're talking about a title race. Bro, your back doors are wide open in your own house, man. What are you doing? Seriously.
Nottingham Forest is 1 point.
So he's straight to Nottingham Forest, man. He's obsessed. Race back. But when he's got to talk about Spurs, suddenly fraud watch alarms go off and everything.
Wolfie, can I ask a question? Because
no, you can ask once you've answered the question. Or answer the question.
Can I own up to a number of things on this show tonight?
Please do.
Like in terms of you as a person, how you present, your poise. I do think in terms of content creation, you're one of the very best. And so I ask you legitimately, when you go drop to 18th or 19th, what should we do with you?
I'll tell you exactly what you should do is answer the question I asked you about your home form, and then you can try to deflect.
Let me tell you.
You ain't arguing with someone else. You're arguing with me now, right? You're arguing with me.
Let me answer your question.
Please do.
Based on Spurs' form at home, there's a high probability, Wolfie has a point, that Spurs could lose. But listen to this. In the sequence that Wolfie read out, Spurs have one home game. The thing he also failed to let the audience know is that Spurs has the best away record in the Prem this season. Thus,
again, that's lies. You've got Chelsea at home and Villa at home,
form,
so that's 2.
You should also talk about my away form. Hold that.
No. You don't get to sidestep. You don't get to sidestep, Dad. You don't get to sidestep. You just said Billy is being quiet here.
If you're going to show energy for my home game, show the same energy for my away game.
If you're going to show energy on Billy, who you said was quiet because that's your next home game, you need to show the chest and say, you know what, boys? I'm sitting on 3 wins and 17, Burnley, Southampton, and Man U. I am here with chest to say that I can beat Villa at home.
Let me just remind you that I am third.
And let me just remind you, Southampton aren't even in this league. That's how far back we're going.
Wolfie, look, I understand. And can I just say, this is what Ange does. Ange, when you're so pissed off with Ange, you start attacking everybody, even your friends. You start shouting at your kids. Stop it. You get them, like, I can see that Wolfie's trying to compose himself. But
I'm just replicating the energy back, bro. That's all I'm doing.
What is happening at your club? It's not my fault. When I warned you about Ange, you said you were going to do more with Ange than what Spurs did with him. And I said, you know what? You've made your own bed. So now you've made your own bed, you can't be vexed with us. What I would do if I were you, I would sit on these shows on a Monday and I would just take note.
Take notes on what? 3 and 17?
Yeah, just take notes for when and if you guys, start winning games. But if you don't, be quiet, and then hopefully we won't draw. We won't ask any questions of you.
Did you beaten us?
Yes.
At White Hart Lane. Oh no, it's not even called White Shite Lane, is it? It's called, what's it called now? The London Stadium. Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Very creative.
Can I be real? I don't want anyone who's not involved in the title race to ask me another question.
Anyway, I'll ask a question.
So that means that you can't ask questions then.
No, he's going to
I'm involved. So I don't know what you're doing.
let me come to a quick close then with this then. So Billy, Pete, same question to you. Finishing predictions at the moment. Like we've got Spurs, we've got Chelsea, we've got Arsenal, we've got Forest. Where are you boys finishing, Pete and Billy? Let's talk to you, man.
Well, Spurs haven't finished above Villa for the past at least 3 years. There's that. I think Chelsea will probably finish above us. I think they'll probably be that 4th team behind Arsenal, Liverpool, and Man City. Pete, Newcastle quality. And once they get kicking and clicking and get into gear again, then they're going to be in and around that conversation, just as I think we will once we get that ball rolling again. So I think it's going to be really close, probably between Villa and Newcastle for that 5th. I do think that, despite European football as well. So yeah, that's my answer. I think it's going to be a close one that goes down to the wire.
Charlie got asked and he said Chelsea are finishing highest.
So who's the top 4?
Dej said the highest. I don't know who you're saying is the highest.
Who's the top 4?
Chelsea will finish the highest of the teams here, other than Potts.
Are you finishing ahead of Newcastle?
I think it'll be between us and Newcastle for 5th.
So are you saying
are you finishing ahead of them?
I will say yes, purely on the fact that we've got playing that we've got. Yeah, both of us.
I can see that. You got Spurs in 7th. You got Spurs in 7th.
Absolute max.
Yeah,
Great.
I guess that's how it works. Yeah,
I think I'll put
Spurs in 7th. Spurs in 7th.
down.
What's the timestamp on that? 1 hour 44. Spurs 7th.
I'll add another timestamp. They're 8th or 9th. Because what Deji isn't noticing is the Thomas Frank pattern. The Thomas Frank pattern. Go look at what Thomas Frank did in the first half of last season in terms of his home and away form, Deji, and then tell me if your dick shrivels up or not.
Right. And
That's what I want to know.
can I ask the same question of you?
Why would I want to go and look at what I've already seen what Thomas Frank record was in the first half of last season?
How many games do you think you could lose with Ange at the helm?
You want a number?
Yeah.
0, because he's probably gone tomorrow.
No, he's already lost.
He's not gone tomorrow. Stop that rubbish. Guys,
Wednesday later.
If Ange doesn't leave and he stays the season, how many games do you think Forest will lose? Bearing in mind,
How many was it last year, Dave?
bearing in mind that you've already lost 4 games in 7.
Okay, again, I've explained this to you before. Forest standards are higher than Spurs. We will not allow a manager
I love Wolfie.
go down to 17th and then sit there and think, oh, maybe he can
Mate,
do the
you are
Europa League.
17th.
Bro,
You're
we will go
17th
down. We will
17th
change
now.
the manager,
Bro,
bro.
you're
Like,
17th,
calm
and he's
yourself.
still there.
I get you don't understand that concept. I get you've still got the expired Qantas airline tickets that
I
you
agree.
had booked in from October. You know what I'm saying? I hear that.
Incoming for Nottingham Forest, 23 defeats.
Bro, turn your green screen off if you want to put that up, man.
23. How many defeats was it last year, Dej? 22 in the league.
Yeah, I reckon I agree with Andy in the chat. 23 defeats for Nottingham Forest income. Bye.
Well, look, let me come to a close with Pete's thoughts. What are you saying? Because I've got to be honest. I had Newcastle. Let me just check the table. I had Newcastle finishing 5th, and I had Spurs 6th. That's
Well, even
what my
after
prediction
all the
was.
stuff you were saying about Newcastle, about best midfield, and you and LB were loving them title challenge, maybe Potts and all that. Now,
No.
No, that was if they got their window right.
Hold on, Charlie, because you're missing out a whole summer here of shit that I got from every single one of you in this chat. Right,
I
so you
back
can't
you.
see that,
I back
including Potts. Potts was Newcastle, then he was Villa, then he was Newcastle again, and then he completely discarded Newcastle. In the
Pete, I
summer.
backed you in the summer.
For a title, I did, yeah.
To be
But I
fair,
still had you
you're probably the only one that did. You're probably the only one that did.
No,
Right.
I discarded you for a title, not for top 5. I still had you 5th, even without Isak.
mate. At least he's got you in the top 6.
Yeah, I don't have Villa. I had Villa 7th. Yeah, I had Villa 7th.
where'd you have Spurs, Potts? 5th,
6th.
6th.
Yeah, that's what I've gone. But it could change, man, because I've not actually got everyone's predictions. I was gonna do that this international break, get everyone to actually give an idea of what their top 7 is. But yeah, that's where I think Newcastle. I still have Newcastle above Villa, and I think Spurs under Thomas Frank. I know what Wolfie's saying. I think they're going to be hard to beat, man. I think they're going to be hard to beat.
They're going to be a lot harder to beat this season than they were last season.
Without a doubt.
That's not hard.
What are you saying, though? What are you saying?
Equally, I think it's a great point that the likes of Tottenham will be harder to beat. I mean, with that many defeats last season, you kind of expect that to be the case. But for me, like I'm looking at the way we're defending at the moment and we're playing, that we're going to be harder to beat as well. So I think it might be across the board in that. But look, I'm going to be telling you exactly the same thing all this season. We need to be finishing 5th. That should be our target. That's where we need to be going. So I'm not going to deviate from that. I've got more confidence in us being in that position with how we're playing recently and how certain players are clicking in. That is the aim. For me, Chelsea should be finishing above all of those teams that you've mentioned for the mentions that I've said for weeks now in terms of the money invested, how big the squad is, all those expectations, the fact that Charlie's put them in the title race, they should be finishing above all of us. So if they don't, Charlie's taking the massive L, and so is Don as well. Absolutely. So it's up to us to try and finish above them. And I'm going with this 5th this season. Deji might not like that.
I don't.
You know what's interesting is what Wolfie said. I need to look into that more. In terms, you need to talk about that more about that Frank.
Can I just drop a spanner, though? Can I just drop a spanner? First of all, Pete, I mean, we're good friends. I hate.
And let's not forget, they've had the easiest first.
I hated everything you just said. However, me personally, why I stop at fourth when I'm looking at top three. The spanner that I did want to throw in though is if Bournemouth and Crystal Palace can minimize injuries to their first 11, then I could see either, if not both, getting top four, because those are two absolutely bloody good teams. Crystal Palace and Bournemouth. Put some respect on both of those clubs. So before we start giving away fourth and fifth, let's think about Palace and Bournemouth. And I can't... Wolfie, you were once in that conversation.
Wait, hold on, Veg. Where you put in Spurs?
Yeah. I said third. I already said third.
So who are Bournemouth and Palace finishing ahead of between Arsenal City? Between Arsenal City and Liverpool.
I think Bournemouth and Palace, first 11 with no injuries, beat Chelsea. Probably with a slap up Villa. Let's be real.
No. We're not talking who they beat. No, Deji, do you understand the maths you've just done? You've put yourselves in third.
I haven't got time for you.
No, we have time. We got to do this. No, sorry, because you realised what you've just done. So you're putting 2 out of 3 from Liverpool, Man City, and Arsenal in the top 2. Then you're putting Spurs. Then you're putting Bournemouth and Palace. So which of those top 3 teams is finishing sixth?
Bournemouth and Palace, yeah, if not both, their first 11. I think they can go toe to toe with anyone in the Prem.
I'll tell you what I can't wait for. I cannot wait till I get everyone's predictions. I can't wait for Deji's. He's got Spurs, Bournemouth, and Palace in the top 4.
Wolfie, you still putting Forest 6th?
Mm-hmm.
I think he's right to. I think he's right to give the nod to Bournemouth and Palace.
Yeah, and Palace
of the fantastic starts. But let's not forget last season, January, February time, where they were smashing everybody, and everyone was going, Bournemouth have got the best run. They could get Champions League, and then they end up falling away. Yeah. That's the thing that I'm looking at with Bournemouth. With Palace, you know they can go the distance and win the big games. So you know that they're capable of doing it. But I just think their squad looks quite thin.
Yeah, they got tired out against Everton because they played on Thursday in Europe.
They missed so many chances against Everton. They should have beaten them.
Yeah, but then they tired out.
Palace are a quality side, and they are going to be ones because they've got Europe as well. So they can back it up. But it's whether their squad is going to be strong enough. If they start picking up a couple of injuries,
I think Everton can float around European spots as well.
Yeah, I tipped them maybe 8th or something.
8th, 7th, yeah. Everton under Moyes, I think they could float around Europe. But look, man, it's going to be close. We got to wrap up there. I've got another show. Big up to every single one of you. Make sure you stand tuned, people. Me and Judges are live in literally a couple of minutes. Big up to Billy. Make sure you're following AV Billy on YouTube. Make sure you're following Forest Fan TV as well for Wolfie's content. You got Loaded Mag and UFC for Pete and the boys over there. You got Blue Brother CFC for Charlie. And we got Deji Spurs. Big up to Errol and LB that won earlier as well. Big up to our sponsors, Match Bingo. Links in the live chat, people. Make sure that you click on the link in the description. Use the code POTS. You'll get a discount on Match Bingo that everyone's playing. And OK Jerseys, you'll see that there, link in the description as well for all of your kits. We'll see you next time. I'll see you over on Judge's channel. We're out of here, people. Laters.